6 words from the DVLA could change your entire driving routine. This affects every UK driver. That's not clickbait. New car buyers, learners, anyone on prescription medication, and every single one of you who commutes on a motorway needs to hear what's changed this month. Let's get straight into it. First up, and this is the big one because it touches every new car sold in this country. As of the start of this month, every new car must now be fitted with something called Intelligent Speed Assistance, or ISA, as standard. This isn't a proposal, this is now law for new vehicle approval. The system uses GPS and road sign cameras to spot the speed limit you're on in real time and alerts you the second you go over it. Some versions go further and give you a bit of resistance through the accelerator to nudge you back down. Here's what most people don't realize, though. You can override it just by pressing the pedal firmly, and you can switch the whole thing off at the start of your journey. So this isn't your car taking the wheel away from you. But if you're picking up a new car this year, expect to see it fitted. And if you're driving somewhere rural where the map data hasn't quite caught up with a changed limit, know how to turn it off. Because trusting it blindly out there could actually give you false confidence about your real speed. Next, and this one's going to catch out a lot of families with a learner in the house. Booking a driving test used to be dead simple. Not anymore. Since the end of March, learners only get 2 changes to an existing booking. 2. That's your whole allowance for that test. Then in May, it tightened again. Only the learner themselves can now book, change, or cancel their own test. Driving instructors, and those third-party booking sites that were hoovering up slots and reselling them, locked out completely. And just recently, a third change landed on top. You can now only move your test to one of the 3 nearest centers to wherever it's currently booked, or back to your original one. No more chasing an earlier slot 200 miles away. If you've got a learner in your life, check their booking today, because if they think the old rules still apply, they could lose that test slot without any warning. Now, something that sounds small but genuinely trips people up: the digital driving license. You've probably heard bits about this and maybe assumed it's already live or about to replace your card. It isn't, not yet. It's being built into the gov.uk wallet, and that's still not ready for the public despite being talked about for ages. Your physical photo card is still what counts. But, and this is the actual point, whether the app's ready or not, you're still legally required to keep your details current with the DVLA. Your address, any medical conditions. Get that wrong and you're looking at fines, or in serious cases, your license being pulled. So don't wait on the app. Log into your DVLA account today and just check your address and medical info are up to date. Takes 2 minutes. Right, let's talk phones. Because this is where enforcement has quietly gone up a gear. Mobile phone detection cameras aren't some small trial down south anymore. They're live and actively catching people across England and Wales. They use infrared and AI to spot a driver holding a phone, and while a human still reviews the image before anything's sent out, the sheer number of cars these things can process an hour dwarfs what a traffic officer standing on a bridge could ever manage. The penalty hasn't changed, still £200 and 6 points. But if you're a new driver, in your first 2 years, 6 points isn't a slap on the wrist. It's your license gone, no court date, no warning letter. If you know a new driver, or you are one, this is the one clip worth sending straight to them, because this is the rule that actually ends licenses overnight. On to medication, because this affects way more people than you'd think. Updated drug driving thresholds for a batch of prescription medications came in earlier this year, first proper review since 2015. If you're on regular prescribed medication and you drive, it's worth 10 minutes checking whether yours falls under the new limits. And just to be clear, having a valid prescription doesn't automatically protect you if you're over the threshold. You may need to show your driving wasn't actually impaired. Don't assume, check the list. Now, one I want to flag properly rather than oversell, because plenty of channels have reported this as if it's already law, and it isn't. There's a graduated license system being consulted on for new drivers, restricting driving between 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. without a B, supervising adult, limiting passengers under 25, and a much stricter alcohol limit for that first year. It's got real backing, because drivers aged 17 to 24 make up around a quarter of road deaths, despite being a small slice of license holders. But there's no confirmed date, and no parliamentary time booked yet to actually pass it. Worth watching, not worth panicking about. On smart motorways, Quick one for the commuters. All lane running sections still work the same way you know them. The left lane is live unless there's a red X above it. What has changed is that emergency refuge areas are being spaced closer together, down from the old average of about 1.5 miles apart. More places to pull into if you break down, which honestly is overdue. And look, let's be honest about one thing while we're on motorways. We've all sat behind someone doing 55 in the middle lane while the inside lane sits completely empty. It's genuinely one of the most common things every UK driver does at some point without even clocking it. It's still an offense, it still carries points, and camera detection for it keeps expanding. So no judgment here, just, if lane 1's clear, move over, save yourself the ticket. There's also money stuff worth knowing about beyond points and fines. Fuel duty, frozen with a temporary cut since 2011, is finally being phased out from September. If you budget tight for fuel, plan around that now rather than getting stung at the pump later. And Euro 7 emissions rules kick in for new cars and vans later this year too, tightening not just exhaust emissions, but brake and tire particles as well. A first for UK rules. So here's the honest picture. No fear-mongering needed because the facts do enough on their own. New cars need intelligent speed assistance now. Learner test bookings are far more locked down than a few months ago. The digital license is coming but isn't here. Update your details anyway. Phone detection cameras are properly active, and 6 points still ends a new driver's license instantly. Drug driving thresholds have shifted, so check your prescription. The graduated license for new drivers is a genuine proposal, not law yet. Smart motorway refuge spacing is improving, and fuel duty is about to move for the first time in over a decade. None of this happened with some big national headline moment. No letter through the door, no fanfare. The rule just changed quietly, and enforcement caught up in the background, which is exactly why so many decent, careful drivers get caught completely off guard. So do this after watching. If you've got a learner in the family, check their test booking today. If you're on regular medication, look up the current thresholds. Log into your DVLA account and confirm your details, app or no app. And if this is the first you're hearing about the 6-point rule for new drivers, that's the one worth sending to them right now. Not later, now. If this cleared up what's actually confirmed versus what's still just talk, do me one favor, hit subscribe, because there's more of this landing through the rest of the year, and I'd rather you hear it from here than find out the hard way. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.